My wife and mother of 3 is cheating on me and she thinks I don't know. Awkward. I don't even know how to start all of this. I feel like I will faint. Oh, my heart already breaks. I have been married to my wife for 9 years, together 11. We are both from Europe, but not from the same countries, and currently live in Asia. We have lived in Asia for the last 10 years, but in this country, we have been living for the last 8 years. We have 3 kids, male 8, male 6, female 3. My wife has not worked since our first son was born. I have permanent residence in the country where we live, and she and my kids are allowed by law to stay with me even though they are not citizens and she is not working. Marriage is, in my eyes, pretty good. We had some fights in these 9 years, but nothing special, you know, as people do. I work 9 days per week from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. She never told me she feels lonely or not loved or bored. She has her routine. Oldest son goes to school, my younger son goes to preschool, and my daughter goes to kindergarten. She drives them every day to school and picks them up after, makes lunch and waits for me. We would go on vacations, trip, holidays, dates every weekend. I have never ever thought she's doing something behind my back. Oh man. We also have an open phone policy, but I don't remember when I checked her phone before all of this. I don't think I've used it 5 times in my life. This Wednesday, I came to our house and parked the car outside. I don't think she heard me, but I heard her talking with someone about how she misses that person and can't wait to see them this week. I don't know if she heard me or saw my car, but literally 5 seconds after she said that, she hung up the call. I asked her who that was, and she said it's one of her friends who is currently on a trip. Sounds believable, but given the title, I know where this is going. To be fair, I didn't suspect it was AP. What does that mean? AP. That's gotta be code for something. AP. Affair partner. I googled AP meaning cheating. Affair partner. Oh Lord, we got a code for this. I know, I'm an idiot, but I couldn't imagine that. You're not an idiot. What do you mean? You're not an idiot at all. Also, that friend really was on a trip, which I knew, but the things were off. She was trying that day too much. She was always nice and was in a good mood, but that day everything was a little bit too much. I had a really weird feeling, but I said I will wait until the next day, and I'm probably just making things up in my head. I came to work on Thursday and was just asking myself, am I paranoid or what? It bothered me why she ended the call immediately when I was in the house, if that was in fact her friend. During the day, I called her and asked where she was. She said she was in the house, but I heard noises around her. I seriously thought she was cheating on me. I left work and jumped in the car and went to my house. It's about a 30-minute drive. When I came, she was not there. I called her again and wanted to ask her again where she was, but didn't want to look suspicious, so I asked her if she could look for some things in the house. Kind of genius. And while she was on the call, she was saying she is checking on those things. I knew then that she was cheating. I came home and she was lovely as always, wanted to go out with me and the kids later. I seriously don't know how I remained calm then and how I didn't kick her out immediately. There's not enough proof yet, you know? And I pretended the rest of the day that I was just tired. Yesterday, I told everything to my best friend. He was furious that I was waiting and said that I should confront her right away. But I didn't have any evidence. I said I will look at her phone and laptop when she goes to sleep. The classic phone snoop. Have you guys ever snooped through a partner's phone or had someone snoop through yours? I want to know about it. There's no judgment here. When I came home, she behaved normally. We even had sex. After that, she hugged me goodnight and went to sleep, saying everything is okay. During the night, I checked her phone. Here's the tea we need. I don't know if she was that stupid or so sure I wouldn't see the messages, but she didn't delete anything. Rookie. They were hidden, but not deleted. I had about 30-40 minutes to look because she woke up. AP is some kid. I mean, technically not a kid. Okay, whoa. Bold statement to say it's a kid. You scared me. I mean, technically not a kid, but he is younger than me. I would say 23 to 27. I checked his Instagram and he is apparently some F-boy. He follows 80% girls. Tattoos, jewelry, muscles, and he is white. So he is not a local guy. To be honest, he is attractive. I can't lie. Attractive enough for her to ruin her marriage and family. By his name, I would say he's from Europe, but also I am not sure. He seems to have a lot of cash. I don't know if he is some daddy's boy or what, but I can see he has 2 supercars, travels the world, and posts pictures from going to parties weekly. Okay, so not a family man. They were physical at least 4 to 5 times. She sent him so many nudes, almost all during the morning when she is alone and without kids near her. It seems that it's been going on for about a month. I have no idea how they met. She was going out last month, sometimes as she would say on girls' nights, and I never checked her. Probably then somewhere. She was initiating meetings and conversations almost every time. He either doesn't like her enough or acts like he doesn't care, so I think she feels that and tries a lot. They had sex. Oh my God. The fact that you're getting all these details makes me sick. They had sex 2 times during the evening when she told me she was with her friend, and the rest of the time during the morning at his place. When I was in the house 2 days before, she wasn't with him but wanted to be, but he said he was busy and she was already in the city. I said to myself, I will not say anything I don't know. Listen, guys. Oh God, do I have to sneeze? No, I don't want to sneeze. I don't know how you find out all this information and then just lay down next to that person at night. I would lose, I would be going crazy inside. We woke up today. I wasn't working. She wanted to spend time with me, but I was in my home office most of the day thinking, how the F can this happen to me? I went out tonight for dinner with my best friend and showed him everything. Let's hop on the hydration station because I'm starting to sweat with this story. So, cheers. Hope you're having a good day. I hope your day is better than his. To be honest, I have no idea what to do right now. I will definitely divorce her, of course. I will contact a lawyer tomorrow. Now it is late night here, even though it's Sunday. My biggest problem is that we live in a foreign country on a different continent. I have a feeling if we divorce, she will go back to her country with the kids. I can't allow that. The house and both the cars are all in my name and paid by me. We have a significant amount in the joint account. I have my own bank account where I have savings. She doesn't have her own account. I also have one house and a property in my country that my grandparents gave me during our marriage. It is in my name. You're good. Good for you. I'm happy to hear that you're all set up. Now what to do? I can't stand near her anymore. I want to confront her. Do I confront or talk with AP? Maybe he has a girlfriend or a wife. Doubt it. Do I kick her out of the house or do I leave? Obviously, if we didn't have kids, everything would be easier, but I love my kids more than anything and I will fight for them staying here. I will also make a DNA test, even though I'm pretty sure they are mine, but you never know. I didn't even think of that. I did not even think, you have to consider that if they're cheating. Good Lord, I can't believe what I am writing. Anyway, any advice is more than welcomed. I only said this to my best friend. I am too embarrassed to say this to anyone else. I plan to confront her today, Sunday. We have an update. Oh my God. It continues. I want to know what's going on. A lot of you guys have asked for an update. I called the lawyer here today. Told him I really want to meet him and I can pay more since it's a Sunday and I assume it's his free time. Lawyer was really nice on the phone and we met after lunch. I showed him everything and explained everything to him. The news is this. All the assets I have here are completely mine. She doesn't have any rights on that currently. She's on a spousal/family visa here, doesn't work, not a citizen, while I have permanent residency. Since everything has been paid by me and everything is in my name, I am the owner of everything. All the money in the bank is mine. He advised me to take all the money from the joint account and transfer it to another bank account where she does not have access. Joint account is in my name, but she has credit/debit cards and uses it daily for everything for the house, kids, her. So technically, she doesn't have any right to that money. Cars are the same story because they are all in my name and paid for by me and clear evidence that I paid for it. That's probably why she's still being so nice to you. Like, she's having her cake and eating it too. She's off having her little fun, but also she's aware, like, I'm dependent on you and your money and your things. So let me be nice to you. The bad news is about the most important thing, the kids. Since, I repeat again, she's on a spousal visa, if we divorce, she can't stay here anymore. She needs to find a job or be on a tourist visa. She can't use tourist visas forever, and sooner or later, someone at the immigration will stop her and deny her entry. My kids can stay with me on the family visa. Things become very tough right here about divorce. Basically, 4 countries are involved. 2 home countries, the divorce in Asia, there is a big chance I will be the primary custody parent. At worst, we will share the custody. But if we divorce in Europe, I am basically effed. And most likely, I will have to return if I want to be near my kids. Oh my God, this is crazy. He also told me about the idea that I offer her some assets or money to make a deal that kids stay in Asia with me, but I doubt that she will accept that. This is mind-boggling. Like, you would almost feel forced to stay with them just to avoid the chaos of everything else. If I kick her out of the house and the police get involved, I won't have problems. Since, of course, I have proof that I am the father, even if the police get involved, kids will stay at the house. Passports are safe and she doesn't know where I hid them. Lawyer told me to take DNA tests for the kids and to not leave the house so my wife can stay with them. I will do DNA tests tomorrow. In the meantime, he will start making everything about the divorce. After we get results from the DNA test, she will... Oh my God. After we get results from the DNA test, she will be served. All in all, a very tough and complex situation, but I will fight. I also talked with a lawyer from my home country. He told me if my wife somehow takes the kids from me and goes back to Europe while we are still not divorced, I need to file the report with the police immediately in the country where we live, and more importantly, in my home country. Since both of our home countries are in the European Union, laws are very similar. If she does that, the police will be at her door very soon. So that's good. I didn't confront her. What? Ma, I'm waiting. She was actually mad at me mad at you, how convenient. She was actually mad at me most of the day because I went out to meet the lawyer and I spent time in my home office, and according to her, this is the day for us. Oh, thank you so much for making this day about me. Is tomorrow about the other dude? Or I seriously don't know how I can contain myself to not tell her anything. I would be losing my mind. She spent the last 2 days at home. She has apologized to me for being angry at me today and tried to kiss me. I am trying everything to avoid her as much as possible. Hopefully, I will go to bed when she's already asleep. Tomorrow, I will make DNA tests for all my kids. Lawyer told me he will call me with all the details for the best options for the divorce. I will ask for some free days at work, and after that, I will confront her and AP. Lawyer told me to record everything he says. Guys, I am just a fish on this hook, okay? I have never wanted to witness a confrontation so bad in my entire life, and I'm so sad that this is just a story and I don't get to see it, but I want to hear the recordings. I want everything, and there are multiple updates to this story, so we do in fact get the tea. We have our first update. These are actually 2 updates that I've compiled into one because all of you are very much as intrigued as I am for these updates. And if I sound sick, it's because I am, but I am doing the Lord's workout here for you guys and these updates. Hi everyone. A lot of you asked me for the update. There is some very good and not some very good news. First of all, I want to clarify some things. I received many messages and comments about this. Me and my wife are both from Europe, not from the same country. We are 11 years together, 9 years married. We met in my country. Then after a year of relationship, I received a job offer in Asia. She went with me. But since we weren't married, she couldn't get a proper visa. She didn't work at the time. She was flying out and flying back in the country, and she was on a tourist visa. About a year after we moved to Asia, we married there. And then a year after she married me, we moved to another country in Asia where we have lived for the last 8 years. So 10 years in total in Asia. I lived first 2 in one country where we had a wedding. This makes more sense. Last 8 years in the country where we are currently. A lot of you asked me where exactly AP lives. I am not sure if AP lives here the whole year or not, but I think he does. It's a huge city and there are a lot of foreigners here, and his apartment is in the downtown area where there are a lot of foreigners. And just a reminder, AP means another person, the one she's having an affair with. Also, a lot of you asked me to give her another chance. I'm sorry, who's asking you to give her another chance? Why? And go on the MC because of kids. Okay, all right. I respect your opinions and everyone is different. That's fair, everyone can have their opinion. Someone can forgive a 10-year affair. Someone can't forgive innocent texting with an unknown man. I don't forgive something like this. I don't know what needs to happen for me to consider forgiving her. If I was a bad husband, if I didn't take care of her, if our sex life was dead, if she ever told me she is not happy, I would at least understand why she did that. But it is quite the opposite. Sex life 4 to 5 times per week. She's always smiling, and literally since I know her, she is always happy. We always spend time together. She never avoids me or becomes angry at me. So yeah, my answer is no. Only if my kids beg me and suffer so much, I might live with her for some time, but I will never ever touch her again. Yeah, I understand and respect that. Your wife's been having intercourse with another man for a long time. I'm okay. Thank you though. Let's just co-parent healthily for the kids. Doesn't mean we have to be together. I called the lawyer here today. Told him I really want to meet him and I can pay more since it's a Sunday and I assume it's his free time. Lawyer was really nice on the phone and we met after lunch. I showed him and explained everything to him. The news is this. All of the assets I have here are completely mine. She doesn't have any rights on that currently. She's on a spousal family visa here, doesn't work, not a citizen, while I have permanent residency. Since everything has been paid by me and everything is in my name, I am the owner of everything. Basically, she's screwed. To sum it up, all the money in the bank is mine. He advised me to take all of the money from my joint account and transfer it to another bank account where she does not have access. Joint account is in my name, but she has credit and debit cards and uses it daily for everything for the house, kids, and her. So technically, she doesn't have any right on that money. Cars are the same story because they are in my name and it's paid for by me with clear evidence that I paid for it. The bad news is the most important thing. Kids. Since, I repeat again, she's on a spousal visa, if we divorce, she can't stay here anymore. Oh God, that really puts a wrench in everything. She needs to find a job or be on a tourist visa. She can't use tourist visas forever, and sooner or later, someone at the immigration will stop her and deny her entry. My kids can stay with me on the family visa. Things become very tough right here about divorce. Basically, 4 countries are involved. This divorce process is gonna take 15 years. 2 home countries, the countries where we married each other, and the country where we are now. If we divorce in Asia, there are big chances I will be the primary custody parent. At worst, we will share the custody. But if we divorce in Europe, I am basically effed.
Wow. And most likely I will have to return if I want to be near my kids. He also told me about the idea that I offer her some assets or money to make a deal that kids stay in Asia with me, but I doubt she would accept that. Well, maybe she can get a job and we can just live here all together but co-parent and not be together? If I kick her out of the house and the police get involved, I won't have problems. Since I have proof I am the father, even if the police get involved, kids will stay at my house. Passports are safe and she doesn't know where I hid them. Lawyer told me to make DNA tests for the kids, to not leave the house so my wife can stay with them. I will do DNA tests tomorrow. In the meantime, he will start making everything about the divorce. After we get results from the DNA test, she will be served. All in all, a very tough and complex situation, but I will fight. I also talked with the lawyer from my home country. He told me if my wife somehow takes the kids from me and goes back to Europe while we are still not divorced, I need to file the report with the police immediately in the country where we live, and most importantly, in my home country. I don't think she'll be able to take the kids and run. She has no money. Since both of our home countries are in the European Union, laws are very similar. If she does that, the police will be at her door very soon, so that's good. I didn't confront her. Oh my God, we still haven't confronted her yet? She was actually mad at me most of the day because I went out to meet the lawyer and I spent time in my home office. And according to her, this is the day for us. Oh, how thoughtful. You're not having sex with the other guy, so today is for us? Wow. I seriously don't know how I can contain myself to not tell her anything. She spent the last 2 days at home. Probably she waits tomorrow to call the AP. She behaves good. Before an hour, she apologized to me for being angry at me today and tried to kiss me. I am trying everything to avoid her as much as possible. Hopefully, I will go to bed and she is already sleeping. Tomorrow, I will make DNA tests for all the kids. Lawyer told me he will call me with all the details for the best options for the divorce. I will ask for some free days at work, and after that, I will confront her and AP. Lawyer told me to record everything he says. I think you mentioned that in the last one. Thank you for your messages and comments. Your advice helped me a lot. Thank you once again. And we're jumping right into the next update because I want to hear this confrontation. Okay, that's what I've been waiting for. Let's cheers. What is in your cup? I am hydrating because I am pretty much on a deathbed over here, if you can't hear it in my voice. So cheers. I have water in my cup. First of all, I want to say something. I am reading all your comments, or most of them. What some of you can write is just pure craziness. Stop putting your own words and stories in my mouth. I have never ever said I want to see my wife out of the country where we live right now. If there is one person in the world that wants her to stay here, that's me then. Oh, okay. Okay. Because that means my kids are staying. I will offer her the best deal that will allow her to stay here, but that deal includes divorce. I respect it. If she rejects it, then we will fight for custody. I am not the one who should fight for her future. I didn't do it to her. I couldn't agree more with this statement. According to some of you, I should go back to Europe in her country. I've been there 4 times in my life. I have to leave everything I've built in Asia so I could only see my kids 3 days per week while I didn't do anything. She did. She cheated on me, and I should destroy everything I have so she could be in the nice spot because I am the father and she's the cheating mother? Or even better, I should not divorce her so she can stay here because she was cheating and doesn't know how to keep her legs closed. Oh boy. And I need to suffer and never meet anyone else in my life? Brilliant logic. Maybe she can find the job here and stay in the country legally and with the kids that have everything? That's also not okay? Poor her. She needs to work. Some of you said she gave up her career because of me and kids. Again, you are making stories without knowing anything. Guys, I can't believe how many people are in the comments against this man. What is happening? Are we reading the same story? She didn't give up on anything. I was the one telling her if she wants to work, she only finished high school, she can, and I will hire the nanny. But she didn't want to because she probably needed time for her AP. But I am not forcing her out of the country. Immigration will force her if we divorce and she doesn't have a job. That's normal in every country. I am not above the law. She can find a job and stay with the kids because the best for kids is for her to stay here. Yeah. She should do everything to be near the kids. In the end, I love our kids more than she does because I didn't ruin our family. She did. Not to mention my kids don't know anyone in her country except her family, don't speak her language, and have friends and go to school/kindergarten here. Well, if you ever experience something like this in your life, you can use your logic. I will stick with mine. So to conclude this rant, I will offer her the deal with the kids staying here. She stays here, but not with me. If she rejects it, we will go to court and we will see what the judge will say. I also never said if we divorce that she will not get anything. She will, but not as much as she would get in Europe, and I honestly don't care if I lose money, house, or whatever if my kids stay here. Am I the only one who thinks this guy is actually being like very level-headed about this? What am I missing? Why are people so against him? Telling him to forgive her. Okay, if you choose to forgive someone who cheats on you in your marriage, that is on you, but it doesn't mean I have to do that. No thanks. I could transfer ownership of my house to my brother, cars, send all the money as a gift/loan to him or to my parents like my lawyer told me to do if I want to keep everything after the divorce, because at this moment, she is not entitled to anything before the divorce since she doesn't even have residency status here, let alone citizenship, and everything is in my name. So I can do that before I file for the divorce and she will get huge nothing here. But I am not doing that. Bless your soul. I will earn that money back in a few years max, but my kids are forever. Now, news and long update. Here we go. Buckle up, everybody. Yesterday, I had long talks with my lawyer. He will make everything so we can divorce here where we live. It will be a tough process, but we are ready. He also gave me the contact to a lawyer in the country where we married each other. The lawyer told me that according to everything I told him, I am in a great position. So I am literally building 2 cases if I need to. I need to divorce in Asia, not in Europe. If I divorce in the country where we live or where we married each other, there are huge chances kids will stay with me. European courts have 0 rights or jurisdiction here, so if she ever thinks to send kids to Europe with her, she can only dream. The court, according to my lawyers, would keep kids here because 2 of 3 of my kids are already in the school here and spent their whole life here. I am working, she doesn't. I have a house, financial power, and give them a good life and residency status. My wife could ask for the appeal in her own country where she would have bigger chances, but that process could go on for years, and I can delay it also in the multiple ways, and my kids would not be allowed to leave the country where we are without me allowing that. So that is great. This is so messy. I've sent all the details about the house, cars, and bank accounts to my lawyer, and he is building the case. Also, I agreed with him that we make a deal for her. All right, let's hear it. She can keep the house and car, but I will be the primary custody parent. Or I keep the house and I will pay for the place where she can live and we share the custody. Anything else I don't accept. Oh my God. Wow. Imagine your wife cheats on you and you have to give up your house and your car, but you get your kids staying here. That would be a tough pill to swallow. It really would. When I came back home from work, she was waiting for me with the kids. Again, she looked good. We went out as a family during the evening. I had a great time with the kids. I couldn't stand her. When we came home, she tried to initiate sex, but I politely refused. She was laughing while talking about some nice moments in our past, most of the night in bed, so I had to ask myself if she was completely out of her mind. This guy cannot stand her. Now, today she drove our kids to school and kindergarten before I left the house. I took all the papers I needed, suit, some clothes, and left. I decided yesterday that I will not confront her directly because of the kids. They are always near us and I don't want them to have trauma because of this. While I was at work, she was texting me about our plans for us tonight. I was acting like everything was fine because I thought she might come to my work if I confronted her already, and that would cause me huge problems at my work. When she texted me at 3 p.m. that the kids are home and that they're all eating, I knew that is the moment. I finished the job shortly after. I left her some money on the joint, mine, but she has access account, and took everything else to my other bank account. Oh my God, it's getting juicy. I sent her the text at 4:05 p.m. The funniest thing, with all the evidence I have, I still can't believe this is the reality. Oh, this is the text. Oh my God, I'm quoting the text. Quote, the funniest thing, with all the evidence I have, I still can't believe this is the reality. 11 years. I want to tell you so many things right now, but I am so disgusted by you that I just want this to end as soon as possible. You made your choice. Now I am making mine. You can stay tonight. Tomorrow, after the kids leave for school, I want you to see out of my house. Don't try to do something stupid with the kids. You will just have bigger problems. I am ready for every scenario. My lawyers are ready. Be normal and we can end this in the most normal way. Everything else will just put you in a worst position possible. In the end, I can't say I wish you all the best, but your best is away from me. Hold on, this is so savage. In the end, I can't say I want you all the best, but if your best is away from me, then I want you all the best. I wish you all the best. Don't call me, and I repeat, don't do something stupid because I will not tolerate that. My lawyer will contact you about the kids immediately when you leave my house. You can meet and be with them every day, but you are not allowed to enter my property after everything you did. P.S. You look good in those nude pictures you sent to AP. What I would pay to see her reaction when that text message came through. She was online when I sent her the message, but didn't respond or call for the next 20 minutes. I wish I could see her face during those 20 minutes. Same here. During those 20 minutes, I called the AP. He rejected the call and sent the message asking who it was. I called again and he answered. I told him that I will not do anything to him. I just want normal talk, and if he has any human decency, he will meet with me wherever and whenever he wants. Whole day, I thought he would reject the possible meeting, but he apologized to me and asked me where I was. Oh my God, they're gonna meet. Oh my God, they're gonna meet. I explained to him. He told me where he was and we decided to meet at 5:30 p.m. in a bar near his flat. When my wife started to call me, I put the phone on airplane mode. Oh my God. The tea. AP was waiting for me. I saw that he was looking at me from 10 meters away at least. I was audio recording the meeting. Of course, he knew how I look. I mean, my wife has pictures with me on her IG and us as a profile picture on WhatsApp and Line. What a lovely wife. He immediately asked me if he can say everything, and after that, I can ask him whatever I want. I told him he can, but after he says everything about him. He doesn't have any girlfriend or wife, no kids. He lives here the whole year and just enjoys his life. He looks good. He's an attractive young guy and seems like someone who only wants to bang girls. Then he started to talk about how he met my wife. They were in one restaurant/club in early August. He was with friends. She was with her friends. I knew about this because she asked me if she could go out with her friends. After some time, they all started to sit together. They talked a little bit. He told his Instagram when some of my wife's friends asked. He says she was flirty that day. He saw her ring and assumed she was married and didn't want anything. He showed me messages with her from other apps that I didn't know/see. She started little talk, and after they talked more and more, she said she loves me, but that I have cheated on her. I've never looked, let alone touched another woman since I met her. So she says I cheated on her before a month and that this is her revenge. When I saw that, I wanted to vomit. She was saying this before and after the first time that they were physical. He told me they had sex 4 times, 1 round. Oh, wowza. Whenever they would meet, she would be nervous after the sex and would always say that this is wrong, and she would leave shortly after. He was confused with her behavior and even texted her not to meet anymore. According to him, she cried last time and said this is over and that she made the worst mistake of her life. She loves me, and even though I cheated on her, not true, this is not okay. She wrote to him that she liked the attention and that he picked her even though she is 9 years older than some single friends of hers, but that she doesn't have any emotional love for him, but she has it for me. Lucky me! Yeah, she liked the attention that she was getting from someone. Last Thursday, when I came into the house in the middle of the workday to catch her, I found the house empty and caught her lying to me. She called him to meet. This guy actually told me with a straight face that he wanted to have sex with her that day. I mean, he is balls. He was busy somewhere and she was waiting for him in the lobby of some building where he lives. He thought she came because of sex, but according to him, she rejected him and told him that they were done. She told him not to call her anymore and that she will never stop regretting everything that she did. Okay, at least she has some remorse here. She also asked him not to say a thing to anyone. He showed me messages after the meeting where she said almost the same thing because he was confused. So he asked her again if she was sure. She blocked him after that on everything and never called again. Probably she deleted all these messages because I didn't see any of those messages on her phone. Did she forget to delete those hidden messages that I actually saw? I have no idea. I don't know if he is lying, but I don't think he is. He doesn't have any reason to defend her because he actually said a lot of bad things about her and gave me every evidence I needed. He showed me literally every message. He talked about every disgusting detail. He even told me one of my wife's friends knew about them. So he told me basically more than I wanted. Oh, one of the friends knew too? That sucks. While we were talking, my wife called him. He showed me and asked me if I wanted him to answer. I told him not to answer. She started to send him messages and voice messages. Some of the quoted messages are voice messages where she screamed like a lunatic. Here we go. We got some of the messages quoted here. Her, where is he? Why did you tell him? I hate it. You destroyed my life. Where is he? Him, what are you talking about? Why are you attacking me when you lied to me? And him, her, how does he know? He left me. You destroyed me. I told you we are over. Why did you do this? Where is he? I'm trying to find him. Him, I didn't tell him anything. I didn't do anything. You are married. Her, I made mistakes, but I don't love you. I love my husband. I don't love you. I never loved anyone except him. I made the worst mistake in my life. I never liked you except for fun. I wish I never met you. Him, I really don't care who you love, but why did you lie to me? Her, I didn't lie about anything. I really love my husband and he left me now. I don't want to live. He left me. Him, I am not talking about that. You lied, said he cheated on you and that's why you are doing this. How many guys have you been with behind his back saying the same thing that you told me? Oh, how the tables have turned.
How the turntables...
Her, with 0. You are the first and last and I can't believe I did this. You told him and destroyed me because I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Him, I don't give a damn what you want or not. I didn't tell him anything. Answer my question. Her, you told him. You are a horrible human being. Okay. Him, answer the question. Her, what question? Him, why did you lie and say that he cheated on you? Her, because I am an idiot and liked the attention and lost control. And now I lost everything. How does he know about this if you didn't tell him? Him, I didn't say anything and I need to go. Her, how do you know if I lied about him if you didn't talk? I know you told him everything. I hate you. You destroyed me. Him, again, I didn't tell him anything, but I hope he will not forgive you. Oh God, oh no, oh no. She blocked him after this. I was just looking at him for 2 minutes without saying anything. I was close to starting to cry. He was apologizing like crazy and said if he knew that she was happily married, he wouldn't do anything. He says I don't need to believe him, but that is the truth. He told me he doesn't want anything to do with her and never planned on it. Also, he sent me screenshots of all their messages immediately so I can have it during the divorce process. Wow. All right. He's like, we're tag teaming this divorce here. He asked me what I want to do with her and the marriage. I told him everything and he wished me and my kids the best of luck and asked me if she called him or sent him any messages. Do I want him to tell me? I said I wanted him to. He told me if I need anything, I can call him. We even shook hands. I mean, this is a little bit weird. If someone told me before a week that I will DNA test my 3 kids and shake hands with my wife's lover, I would think I am high. But this is my life. In the end, it's not his fault. I did not marry him. I sent the audio recording of the meeting and screenshots of their messages to my lawyer and talked with him a little bit. He told me with everything AP said and messages that he sent me, it would increase more my chances during the divorce. Now I'm in the hotel. I didn't block my wife. She sent me a billion messages and called me at least 100 times. Even my friends called me asking where I was because my wife told them we had a huge fight and that I left the house. In the morning when my kids leave for school/kindergarten, I will confront her eyes in eyes, and then in the afternoon I will DNA test my kids. I took some free days from work this week, so I have the time. That's it. I know some of you will tell me I should/shouldn't do this and that, but I am just trying my best. It's much easier to give advice from the phone than actually living through this and going through a roller coaster of emotions. This is by far the worst period of my life, and I have been through some really crappy situations during my life. Yeah, this is overall like a horrific story for him. Let's be real. This is terrible, but I'm still gonna be reading the next update. All right, you guys, we have an update. The husband says, "Hey guys, a lot of you asked me for the update. I am really busy these days, but a lot of things have happened, so let me share because strangely enough, I find writing about this very therapeutic." So my last update was when I was at the hotel. During that night, my wife's best friend called me and said she will be near her with the kids. Me and her have a great relationship, and she, in my eyes, is by far her best friend. She called me on Wednesday early in the morning and said that she's driving my kids for the school because my wife can't stop crying. I jumped in the car, picked my friend, Witness, and we came to my house. Witness. Good idea. Honestly, I can say it was much easier than I expected to kick her out. Yeah, it wasn't the fastest process, 2 hours, but at the end, she left without police being involved. Oh, so the wife got booted out? She cried, begged for forgiveness. She would explain everything to me. She screamed, begged again, didn't listen to her friend, my lawyer. I even told her if she doesn't leave, I will call the police and do everything in my power to deport her. Again, she didn't want to leave. She just wanted to talk to me. Then I just said to myself that I will lie to her. I told her to leave if she loves me so I can have some space, and that I will call her today when I think a little bit about everything. I just wanted her to get out of my property. She left with some clothes shortly after. Since then, she has lived with her best friend. All right, so wife has been kicked out. That's the newest update so far. During the day, I did most of the things I needed. Changed the locks at the house and at the gates of the property. Oh, gates at the property. You fancy. Cut her off from everything that is on my name and that she uses. I hired the babysitter, Melody, we'll call her. On Monday, I talked with my coworker, female. She also has younger kids and she recommended me to Melody. Melody doesn't work for her anymore because my coworker's husband is now working from home, so they don't need her anymore. Melody is really nice. She's also from Asia, speaks great English and local language. She drives, she cooks, she cleans. CV is good, no criminal record, so I agreed that she works for me. I also tested my kids and myself for STDs. My kids asked me after school where my wife is. I told them we will be separated for now. They had some questions. I told them if they wanted to talk or see her, just let me know. Both of my sons said it's okay, and that was that. They met Melody and they looked normal around her. My wife called me the whole day and again sent so many messages. All right, so you're not keeping the kids from mom, which we can all respect that. Then on Thursday, I had another chaos with her. I drove my kids to school and my daughter to kindergarten. I came back home. I was doing some things on my PC, Melody was doing chores, and then I had a call from the school where both of my sons go. Oh God. The principal called me and said my wife wanted to see my older son during the class and that security stopped her. She made the scene and said to her that she said she didn't see her kids for 2 days. Again, I jumped immediately in the car. Oh boy. I needed at least 30 minutes to get there. During those 30 minutes, the principal called me again and that she and a psychologist in the school contacted CPS, Child Protective Service, because apparently that's the law where we live. It's not in these situations. Ooh. this is just getting messy. When I came to the school, my wife again wanted me to talk to her. Begged, cried, same all, same all. All of that in front of people from the school. They explained to me that my wife told them she didn't see the kids for 2 days and is scared. The one woman arrived from CPS. She started to attack me immediately. How can I just steal kids from their mom? I was shocked. Oh, because they're not getting the full story yet. She was accusing me like I am some kind of drug dealer. To be honest, my wife did defend me in front of them. She said I didn't steal the kids and I didn't forbid her to do anything, but she wanted to see them now because I kicked her out of the house. She just wants to come back in the house, will do anything, blah, 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 blah. When she said that, the woman from CPS and the principal attacked me again. Why? They even suggested my wife to call the police because they assumed I kicked her out without anything and that I was aggressive. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What a lot to assume. When I heard that, I had enough. I called the lawyer immediately. He was busy but told me he will come and not speak with them. I was waiting for him and didn't say a word. My wife explained to everyone what happened in our lives. She was more or less honest again, and she said she will do this and that I need to forgive her, that she loves me, blah, blah, blah. While she was saying that, literally everyone gave her support. I was just speechless. That's when she tried to hug or kiss me. I pushed her away, and this woman from the CPS said that I have clear signs of an abuser. I was so close to saying a lot of things, but again, I didn't say anything. Honestly, I feel like less is more in this situation for your sake. My wife told her that's not true and that I have never ever raised my voice, let alone hand to her, and it's her fault, but she loves me and can't live without me. I need to hydrate. I'm already stressed and I'm not even in this. We're hopping on hydration station. Let me know what's in your cup. It's water in mine because of my throat, if you can tell. Cheers. Before my lawyer came, another woman from CPS arrived, and she was the same as the first one. I am the worst. I am horrible. My wife is sweet and innocent. Whatever. My lawyer came and he was furious with them. He showed all the details about me, about my wife, mostly immigration details. He said she doesn't work, doesn't have a place to live, might be deported, and is mentally unstable and is not the right person to be around my kids. He told them about some articles in the law that they can't do this and that this is against the law. While he was speaking, my wife realized he is my divorce lawyer and started to attack him on how he can be so cruel and without heart. The principal told her and me to leave the office while they were talking outside. I forgot that this is literally happening in a school. All of this. We were in the hallway. Again, she cries and she tries to talk to me. I was just looking at the security guy who was 100% laughing inside himself with what kind of lunatic I needed to deal with. Oh boy. The principal left the office and went to bring my kids. My older son asked me what was going on. I just told him to answer what they asked him, and that's it. After maybe 3 minutes, the principal called us in to come into the office. The first cow from CPS said the kids said everything and that they have the most important details. I asked them what details, and she said both of my sons said they want to stay with me and that they enjoy being with me. They repeated the same in front of me and my wife. My wife, for the 100th time, started to cry again. My older son even moved a little bit so she couldn't hug him. This is not looking good for the wife. They left after that. These women from CPS said me and my wife need to make a deal for the kids. I said we will after I solve everything that I need to. And then she gave me a paper and told me to sign it. It was in the local language, so I needed a little bit of time to read all of that, so my lawyer took the paper and told me not to sign. They wanted me to sign that so they have legal grounds to visit my home every week uninvited to see how I'm doing with the kids. My lawyer attacked them that they are doing this for their bonuses and that they don't have any legal right to ask me to sign this and that they can call whoever they want. They said that they'll contact their supervisors and the police will probably contact me. I left immediately. No one contacted me still. My wife stormed after me and begged again for me to talk, and I just drove off. Like, as if the cheating wasn't enough, now you have to deal with all of this. When my kids came home, I talked with them about everything that happened. They told me they heard my wife on the Tuesday when I sent her that message about how she cries and begs me to listen to her, so they they know that it's her fault. Smart little kids. I drove them to football practice. My daughter was with Melody. She likes her a lot. My sons even helped Melody to clean after they ate, and they wouldn't do that with my wife. So I think deep down, they know they need to behave as best as possible and help me during this time. Again, my wife calls me 24/7. I think she should be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most calls and messages sent. That's not funny. I'm laughing because I also think I have a case where I win. I'm pretty sure it got into the 90s. It was... what a time to be alive. Today was a much better day. Everything in the school was good. My daughter stayed at home because they have a free day today. Melody is doing her hair. They sing. They are a great duo for now. My wife's friend called me in the afternoon saying that my wife wants to see her kids. I told her it's okay. They arrived and my wife immediately saw I changed the gates. My daughter was very happy to see her. Wife was crying when she saw her. She was waiting for my sons, and both of them told her that they don't want to be with her now. Ooh. As a parent, I can't imagine what that feels like. I told them that they talk a little bit with her because she was crying literally on the street, but they refused and went into their bedroom and later to play with their friends on the street. I told her to leave and she begged me again to give her a chance to tell me everything. She really ain't giving up. I told her that she needs to wait to talk to me until I receive DNA tests. I forgot about that. She put my daughter on the ground and just looked at me for 10 seconds, completely frozen. Honestly, I thought at that moment that the kids are not mine. She was shocked and said kids are mine, and she can't believe I am saying this. I really think this was the moment when she finally realized what she did. She told me again that the kids are mine, and she jumped in the car. I talked a little bit with her friend, and I could see my wife was crying like crazy. They left after that. I mean, we can't blame him for being concerned. You were unfaithful in the marriage. Of course he's gonna be like, I just want to make sure that these are all mine. You were sleeping around. My wife's friend brought my daughter back. She said my wife locked herself in the bedroom. She called her parents to confess everything, and she is in a state of shock that I have tested our kids. Kids are mine. She never looked at anyone during the marriage except AP. My wife told her that she can't believe what she did and that she knows now she lost everything when I did the DNA test because that's very extreme, and she thinks I don't trust her for anything. Wonder why. Her parents called me tonight. To say they were furious is an understatement. Her mom begged me to not cut the contact between them and my kids. I said they could always call them and come here, but that I will not allow my kids to leave Asia before we divorce. She is fine with that and thanked me. Her father told me she is not welcome anymore in their home. They are disgusted she could do something like this, and he told her to not call them anymore. Her parents are turning on her. They are very conservative, 40 plus years in the marriage, so this was kind of expected. Her older brother told me the same, that he blocked her and that he is disgusted that she is his sister. Oh my God. I mean, I get it. Family doesn't have to agree with that, but damn, you know, that's still family. They all gave me full support and told me to inform them about everything. They FaceTimed a little bit with my kids and they had a good time. That's about it. Hopefully the weekend will be much easier. I am very tired mentally, but physically also. We are going to watch a football game with my friend's family, and hopefully my wife will give me some peace. Since I told her about DNA tests, she didn't call me anymore, so that's at least something good. I am waiting for the DNA results. My younger son has his 7th birthday next Saturday, so that will be again one huge pain in the ass to be around my wife, but it is what it is. Thank you for your advice and nice words. We're just jumping into the next update because I combined 2 into 1, okay? Because I know we want the answers, and there's so many updates. Hi everyone. I said I will update after I speak with my wife on Sunday about everything, but I actually already did it, or maybe did it. Huh? Did you already do it, or maybe? It will be a long post, so feel free to skip it. We will not. If no one reads it, I am okay. I feel better when I write this because I am feeling the worst ever, so at least I can vent here. I got you. I will read it. On Thursday, my wife called me to ask if she could take our daughter for a sleepover. Our daughter doesn't go to the kindergarten on Friday, so she was free. I told her that she can. She came, and again, she tried to talk with me a little, but I didn't want anything. anything. She wanted to talk, but I told her to leave. But she asked me if she could talk a little bit with our younger son since he will turn 7 the next day. I called him and he came. He was standing away from her, but he was listening to her. She told him how she already bought him gifts and how much she loves him. Eventually, she hugged him and kissed him, but he didn't respond. He literally didn't say a word and just left while she was standing there. My older son still refuses to see her, let alone talk with her. She left with our daughter and promised that they will be back by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So in about 24 hours, they will be together. She was sending me a lot of pictures of how they are making pancakes, sleeping together, and playing together. And also, she sent me many messages saying how she regrets that this is not happening with all 5 of us right now. You know, at least she has remorse on the situation. You know, she's not like a serial cheater who feels nothing at all. She regrets her mistake. Yesterday, Friday, my son became a grown man. My older son congratulated him. He was really happy and in a good mood. I drove them to school and I went to work. While I was working, my wife called me again, asking if she could spend the afternoon and evening with our son and daughter. She assumed older son would refuse. Again, I said she can. She was texting me through the day that she planned everything and I know she was excited. That's very nice. We're co-parenting here. They will go eat, then they will go to the amusement park, they will go drive go-karts, and then go get ice cream. I liked everything. To be honest, my younger son in my eyes suffers the most from this situation. While my daughter is very young and unaware of anything and sees her mother a lot, and my older son is very clear that he does not want to have contact with my wife, the younger son is very quiet and looks very confused. So I liked the idea of the 3 of them spending time together. I specifically told her to not enter the house and wait for me because I need to talk with him first and I need to see his reaction. I don't want to force him on anything. She agreed and told me she will wait for me. I had to stay a little bit more at my workplace, and my friend and his wife were waiting for me in the house so they could go with me to buy everything I needed for the birthday party. Food, drink, cakes, gifts. I texted my wife and told her I left my workplace a little bit late and that there is a lot of traffic in the city, so I will be late. She told me she is close to my house and that she will wait for me. I called my friend and told him that my wife is coming. I also called Melody to prepare some clothes for my daughter and asked her what my sons are doing. Everything that happened after that, I didn't see. Melody, a friend and his wife, told me this and I believe them 100%. My wife arrived with her friend and our daughter. Apparently my daughter invited her to the house to show her something. According to my wife's friend, my friend and his wife were with my sons inside the house then. Melody was in the backyard and stopped her from entering the house. My wife started a fight with Melody. Who is she to forbid her to enter the house with her daughter? Friend's wife heard the noise and went out. Friend's wife and my wife were friends, but she doesn't talk to her anymore after I told her what happened. She told her to calm down and to respect my decision. Wife was much more calm and kind towards the friend's wife than she was with Melody. Well, Melody's spending time with the kids, so there's going to be some natural jealousy there in this situation. My daughter was then calling her again from the door to come, and they again stopped her from entering the house. My wife's friend told her to wait for me on the street, and then my older son stormed out of the house, started to yell at her that no one loves her, to get out of here, and that we are happy without her, and quote, daddy is happy without you, ooh, and that everyone hates her. Okay. She started to cry and begged him to talk with her, but he was yelling like crazy at her. She left the gifts for my younger son and went with her friend in the car. Then my older son took those gifts and threw them on the street while they were in the car. My friend then put him in the house, according to my friend's wife. My wife left crying like crazy. My God, this is intense. I came home, didn't see my wife, and they told me everything. I couldn't believe it. All my kids were always kind, nice, not spoiled, and never rude. My older son was always a little bit more connected with me, but he never ever told anything rude to my wife before all of this, and he always loved her so much? Well, our decisions and our actions as parents affect our children. Coming from someone with divorced parents. So I told him to come into my room. I literally asked him if he was normal. He apologized to me and said he couldn't listen to her anymore. I told him he should never ever talk like that with his mother, and that those gifts aren't for him, and that he doesn't need to apologize to me, but to his mother and his brother. He started to cry, saying I am forcing him to call my wife and that he won't talk with her because he hates her. I was speechless. I know he needs therapy and I will solve that really soon. He apologized to his brother. Then I spoke with my younger son. I asked him if he wanted to see his mother on his birthday tomorrow, and he said he doesn't. I asked him a few times if he was sure, and he said he is. He also refused to see gifts from her and told me to give her back everything that she bought. So I called my wife's friend to tell her about this. She told me my wife is having a panic attack and is struggling to breathe. After 2 hours, she called me saying that she needed to call 2 of her own friends because of my wife and that she's sleeping now after she took some pills. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Today when I woke up, I saw messages from my wife. She basically told me she doesn't want to live anymore. Oh no. She can't live without us and she wants to leave and leave me and our 3 kids alone. I called her and told her that I will send her pictures and videos from the birthday, but to not disturb me today, and that I will talk with both of my sons after this. She thanked me, and again she was saying how sorry she is. A lot of kids came on the birthday, also friends from my older son and daughter, so many parents, and my friends with their kids. I was just looking at all those couples, how they are smiling and enjoying themselves while I'm trying to pretend that everything is okay. What has my life turned into? I really wanted to vomit then. I just wanted my birthday party to finish as soon as possible. When Melody left as the last one and my kids were in the living room opening the gifts, I went into the garage and I called my wife. I told her not to interrupt me and to shut up. I was screaming, yelling, crying, and sarcastically laughing for about 5 minutes, and I told her so many bad things. I didn't curse all the people in the world together as much as I did her. I told her the worst possible things, and I don't regret anything I said to her. She didn't interrupt me, but I could hear her crying. When I finished with my part, she just said, "I am so sorry, I will do anything," and kept crying. I wanted to break my phone at that moment, just told her to F off, and I ended the call. We were waiting for this outburst. You know, you haven't had it yet. Now I am sitting in the dark bedroom and I am writing this. I am just asking myself, what the F did I do to deserve all of this? Is this karma for my crazy behavior when I was younger? I guess I will never know. I was always a problematic kid. Good in school, horrible out of school. I was running from the house so that I could be with my girlfriend. I was stealing money from my parents. My mom came up with the idea that I should start practicing Taekwondo so I could release all my energy there. Boy, she was wrong. I started to fight every day and I ended up with the police. Then I went to college. I became friends with the wrong people. I would have exams at 9 a.m. and I would stay in the casino till 6 a.m. playing poker tournaments or blackjack, or I would just drink and go to nightclubs with the friends and girls. Then I met my wife. She came to work in my country. Some guys had eyes on her, but she was shy and I was a complete mess for some reason. She liked me. 3 months later, she had to go back to her country, but she decided to stay with me. She gave me almost all of her savings so I could pay my debts after about 5 months of the relationship. I really thought she was insane for doing that. I still do, but she did change my life and I changed myself because of her. We left about 10 months later for Asia. I will never forget the first apartment where we lived. It was the biggest hole I've ever lived or maybe ever seen. I have no idea how we lived there for 8 months, but we were saving money and we were really, really happy. Now I have a house, cars, money, and I am not happy. I don't want to sound arrogant, but girls always say I am a good-looking guy in great shape. I am working out 3 or 4 times a week. I have a great job, a career, and I know I can find a new girlfriend or wife easily, but I seriously think I will never ever marry again. I will never trust anyone 100%. I know this might be a temporary feeling and that life is full of challenges, so I should be happy because of my kids, parents, brother, sister-in-law, nephews, friends. They are all healthy and they love me, but I am really tired. and empty. All of this is very understandable, sir, what you're feeling here. Sometimes I just want to give up, but then I remember I have 3 kids. Everyone around me expects me to be some kind of magician who's expected to do everything good for everyone around me. Everyone expects me to suffer in silence and to not say about what is going on in my head. Do best for your kids. Take care of your wife. Maybe she will do something to herself. Do that and don't do that. Forgive her. Go on MC. Don't forgive her. Destroy her. Forgive her because of the kids, and in some time you will love her again. F her. Don't forgive her. Kids are better with you and without her. I am so tired. Tomorrow is just a day for me and the kids. Thank you all. All right, guys, you gotta tell me what you would do in this situation. Are we forgiving her? Are we going to therapy? Are we trying to save this marriage and work it out? Or are we cutting our losses and GTFO, which means get the out? I got another update. All right, the husband writes, hey guys, a lot of you are messaging me. Everything is all right. Firstly, thank you for your concerns. To be honest with you, I don't know what to tell you. I guess everything is okay. Since I can't sleep, I decided to write this in the late hour. I am feeling much better than I was on Saturday. I haven't seen my wife since last Thursday. The last time my kids have seen her was on Friday when my son turned 7 and my older son kicked her out. We all remember that from the last update. That was wild. She is still sending me messages and calling our daughter. Yesterday, her friend brought me an envelope that my wife sent me. It was a 9-page letter. Whoa. Okay, Ross and Rachel.
Front and back!
Plus 4 additional pages of her changes. She wrote a lot of that, so I will quote some of the parts. The first 5 pages were basically just about our past. Literally the timeline of our relationship. What we have been through, our best and worst moments, but how we always stuck together. Here are the last 4 pages. You typed up her letter for us? Oh my God. You are doing Lord's work over here. All right. So I'm going to be reading the last 4 pages of her letter as if this is coming from her. Okay. So there's no confusion here. Here we go. She writes, I am embarrassed to say I am sorry. I can't express how sorry I am. I understand it doesn't mean too much to you, but I am really sorry. I wish I could turn back the time. Seeing you and the kids hurt really makes me want to die. I should be the person to help you, not hurt you. I failed as a mother and a wife. When Dee, which is their older son, yelled at me, I really wished that I was dead. What kind of mother does this to her kids? What kind of wife does this to her husband? I understand that you will never love me like you did, that you will not trust me like you did. When you told me you made DNA tests for all of our kids, my heart broke into pieces. That was the toughest moment of my life. That moment when you told me straight to my face that you don't believe me since we met each other and you will probably never believe me again. I need to live with that fact. I just wanted you to know that I love you. I know you don't think that, but I really love you. I would give my life now for you. I hope I can prove this somehow. I wish you could put my heart in some machine so you can get the results to see that I love you. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. Let's not forget what she did, but that's cute. I always knew I loved you more than anyone, but after everything I did, I know I love you even more than that. Yeah, but you gotta cheat to find out you really love someone? I don't know. I don't know about that. I understand how horrible this sounds, but this is the truth. I threw all of that for what? For a little bit of attention? I lied about you cheating on me so I can have excuses in mine and AP's eyes. Who does that? Only horrible and cruel people. I am really lost, but you are not. I wish I could tell you to be with a girl so we could be even. 1-1. But truth is, we could never be even. Whatever you do will not be the same as what I did. Also, I can't imagine seeing you with another woman. I know this is again selfish, but I do love you and I can't accept that. And I hate myself that you don't believe me. I hate myself for whatever I say or do. Just ignore me and don't believe. I wish you broke every single bone inside me that day instead of this. I pray every day and night that you will call me and tell me to come back. I truly believe that day will come. If there is a 0.001% chance, I will believe it. And I will never stop believing. I will accept whatever condition you make me to return. I will sleep on the floor. I will cook, clean, wash, not talk with anyone. I will lick the floor if I need to. okay. I just want to be near you. I will never understand why I did that. What did I achieve? I was telling Z, which is her married friend that knew about the affair, how I don't find AP more attractive than you. In my eyes, no one is more beautiful than you. How I love sex with you 1,000,000 times more than I did with him. And I still went there a few times. I am so sick. I know you don't want to hear this, but I felt like the biggest trash then, and with you, I am the happiest person. And again, I still did this. Since you left me, I ask myself, was everything okay with me back then? Sure, it wasn't, but when I try to remember everything, I feel like someone changed my head, like some type of drug was inside me to do that. I could never imagine myself doing that, not even in my dreams. And I did that in reality and hurt the person I love the most. I really hope I will find the answer to why I did this. I just hope you will not make your decision until then. You were always stronger than I was. I hope you will survive till then. If you want me to leave and stop calling, I will do that, but please don't forget about me. Don't give up on us like I did. I know this sounds horrible, but don't give up on us because the kids and everything we went through together. I know because of this, my betrayal is even bigger, but I will do everything so that we can be happy again wherever we will be. I'm ready to follow you and be there for you 1,000 times more than I was till now. You know I will do and give everything for kids and you. You know how happy we were, but I destroyed everything. If you give me another chance, we will be happy again because of you. We will smile again like we had. I will show you for the rest of my life how sorry I am and that nothing and no one can stop my love for you. I understand you can say AP stopped, but he didn't. I never looked at AP like I was looking at you. I never touched him. Oh girl, maybe we just leave this part out. I never touched him like I was touching you. I never even kissed him. I would never bring him near my kids. I would never tell him my secrets like I told you after a week of our relationship. I never smiled with him, but I was always smiling with you. I understand my actions tell a different story, but you were always the man in my heart, and I will never stop hating myself for everything I did. I am so sorry for breaking your heart along with mine. This is something I will never forget, but I will live with for the rest of my life, to be there for you and our angels in the best and worst, and I appreciate every second with you more than ever. I love you more than anything. S. Now 2 additional pages were about her changes. Like what changes she's gonna make? Here it is. She wrote this. I am always telling you that I will do everything for you to forgive me, but I didn't actually do anything yet. Now I will make everything in my power so you have some answers in your head and start believing me, and hopefully one day you can forgive me, at least in your mind, if not your heart. And we have a literal list here, but I'm gonna take a sip of water before we do that. So let's hydrate together on Hydration Station. Cheers. All right, a list of her changes. Number 1, she deleted her Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and will never activate them again. I just say, finally. 2, she's trying to find a job. She only has a high school degree. She has less than 10% chances of finding a job here, even as a cleaner, but respect for the hustle. Yes, at least she's trying to find a job. It's better than not. 3, she will write a full timeline about her affair. I really don't care about this. 4, she will not force contact with our sons, but she will go on every football practice they have and watch them. She will come to every event in the school. If they tell her to leave, she will leave. She will send them a few letters per week and bring their favorite food, snacks, and toys a couple of times per week. Okay, I like this. Number 5, she cut contact with the friend that knew about the affair and told her not to call her anymore. It's not her fault, but she can't ask for forgiveness if she keeps in contact with the person that encouraged her to prolong the affair. She told me she will tell friend's husband that she knows about everything if I want. I like this because I never liked that cow, and I honestly don't care if her husband knows or not. Number 6, she will go on a polygraph. She will answer about 20 questions about me, her, and AP, and did she ever cheat with me before. She is scheduled for 2 days. Ooh, I am actually looking forward to this. I checked the reviews and it seems this agency is reliable. Oh my God. Number 7, she will never ever leave the home without me. She says we can put the camera in our home so I can watch her if she leaves. When I leave the house and I invite her with me, she will leave. If not, she will just be in the house around the kids. Yeah, this is insane. Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page with that. Like that is such a unhealthy, miserable relationship at that point. 8, she will sign a post-nup deal agreement that says if she ever makes any kind of infidelity, texting with unknown man, sexting, flirting, or PA, she is giving me full custody and leaving all assets to me. I don't even know if this is possible, especially about the kids. I know for assets it might be possible, but not sure about the kids. Number 9, she starts going on IC this week. Whatever. 10, she will not use phone anymore. If she does, she will not have a password and will delete and block all male/female contacts except us, family, and 2 friends. She never had a password and I don't really care about her contacts. 11, if we reconcile, when she drives the kids to the school and then goes to the supermarket, she will share her location and video record herself in the supermarket so I know she is not talking or meeting with anyone. Or she can order food directly to the house and I can see it on camera that she had contact with the delivery guy. As I said, insane, unhealthy, miserable relationship. No thank you. 12, she started to listen to some podcasts from the ex-cheater and will purchase some books about infidelity. I can't express how much I don't care about this. This guy is over it, okay? He don't care about that. And good on him, because that is just a miserable relationship at that point. I'd rather have no relationship. There's also some other stuff, but it was literally so crazy. Like, she will sell all her clothes and use that money for something else. If there is one thing about her that I still believe in then, it is that she doesn't care about money. She never ever bought herself any expensive piece of clothes, shoes, jewelry, bags. She just doesn't care about that stuff. So if she sells everything, she wouldn't earn a lot. Same. 90% of items in my house are from Dollarama. Also, she said when she finds a job, she will buy food for herself and other things, so she will never take $1 from me. But my favorite is that she will sell her phone and start using an old phone like Nokia 3310, like one of those old flip phones. I would love to see that. At least she wouldn't be capable of sending so many damn messages that fast. That's about it. Kids are okay, doing as best as they can. I have a lot of things to do at my workplace, so I am pretty busy. As I said, my wife still sends me messages where she wishes me a good day, good morning, good night, and asks how kids are doing. She sends some pictures from the past or how she had dreams about some moments of us, and of course, how much she regrets everything and loves me. Both of my sons will start visiting a psychologist tomorrow. I hope I will find some answers after that. Maybe I will update after/if she sends me polygraph results. Thank you always. And of course, we got the next update. It's always a 2-for-1 deal, okay? So we're going right into the next update. Hi everyone, my kids started to visit a psychologist and it's not good. I talked with the psychologist days before their first session and explained it all to her. We went for the first time on Wednesday. After the session, she explained to me that my older son is really hurt with everything. According to her, he has hate towards my wife/his mother, but that is his defensive mechanism. On the other hand, my younger son, according to her, suffers even more. She told me that she can see that he just behaves like his older brother. In his statement, she can see that he doesn't have a bad opinion about my wife, but follows my older son and talks and behaves like the older one does. Okay, that makes sense. She told me the next time she would like to talk with them one by one. So we went again yesterday. My older brother was the first, then my younger. Each talked for 60 minutes. When my younger son was inside, me and the older boy went to eat while we were waiting for the younger son. I didn't want to ask him anything, but he told me out of nowhere something like, "Dad, I don't like this woman. She is bored and tells me to cry, but I just want to go home and play with my friends." I tried to stay normal, but I started to laugh. He really is a mini me. Anyway, we went back to pick up my younger son and then I talked with the psychologist. Well, yeah, as a kid, therapy is probably really freaking boring and they're asking you questions you probably don't care to answer. But good for this dad, okay, for putting his kids in therapy and getting them help. We gotta give praise where it's due. Therapy is a wonderful thing. She told me straight away that my older son will need a lot of sessions. He is very protective of me and completely refuses to even acknowledge my wife. She is stunned that they had a perfect relationship and now that he behaves and talks like this. But she tells me he is 100% aware of what is happening and that my wife hurt me badly and that is his reason for being like this. She asked him if he has any desire to see her and he immediately said he doesn't. Because of those answers, she asked me if I was seeing some other woman. And I was like, WTF. But then she shocked me for real when she said my younger son was in tears and finally opened up about himself. As we both thought, he follows my older son in his actions. Since all of this had happened, my older son was telling my younger son each day how my wife is cruel and evil and they need to support me. My younger son wanted to see her on his birthday and was sad when he saw her crying when my older son yelled at her. But he didn't want to call her because he didn't want to disappoint me and my older son. That makes sense now. He confessed to a psychologist that he misses her a lot. She told me I can call my wife next or another week so that she can be in a session with my younger son, and I said that's fine. And she told me to talk with him when we came home because he feels very sad now. We came home and we talked. He told me basically the same thing he said to her. Apparently, my older son told him a few days before his birthday to not call my wife at all, that she doesn't deserve to be around us. My younger son didn't like how my wife talked with Melody, but he wanted her to be at his birthday party. Of course, that's his mom to him. Of course he wants his mom around. So I told him immediately that I asked him a lot of times if he was sure not to invite her, and every time he said he didn't want her there. But again, he explained he didn't want to disappoint us. I asked him what he wanted. Does he want to be with her? I told him he can be with her and I will visit him whenever I can daily. He immediately said no. He said he would like her to come back to live with us and that he doesn't want to be with her without me. Oh man, every kid who's going through like divorced parents wants their parents to be together. Well, maybe not every time. I told him he can tell us his true feelings and no one will be angry or disappointed, and he said this is how he feels. He even started to cry, so I stopped with the questions and told him to calm down. Then later, I talked with the older one, and he's just one piece of mystery. He admitted that he was telling bad things about my wife to my younger son because she deserves it. I asked him immediately why she deserves that, and he responded quickly because she hurt me. So I'm up and down with him. I don't know if he knows something I don't. I mean, he will be 9 in December. He's a very smart kid and a great student, so I agree with the psychologist that he is aware of everything. I asked him if he wanted my wife to come back and he said no. My daughter is crazy about my wife, so no problem about her. I am in contact with my wife, but only about the kids. She is begging for a new chance as always, sends long texts a few times per day. She called me today to say that her friend, not the married one that knew about AP, talked with her and he can find her a job as a translator. My wife speaks perfect English and is fluent in local language. She also reads and writes in local language perfectly, and that's very tough, so she's very excited because of this, but even more because she could work mostly from the house, and that is important to her because she can then prove to me that she is not doing anything except working. I didn't tell her anything about the kids and psychologist. Also, on Wednesday, when we finished with the psychologist, I drove my kids to football practice. I received a message from her. You look so hot in all black combination. Oh, wife is trying to get some. I started to look around me because other parents were near me and I didn't see her. Then I noticed her on the opposite side of the playground. She promised in her changes, the letter that I read, that she will watch their practice and if sons ask her to leave, she will leave. They didn't tell me anything, so I didn't even think that they saw her. All of this is positive from her, so I can't lie about that. I also talked with my lawyer and asked him about the post-nup deal she told me. He said it is possible in the country where we live, according to law, one of the parents needs to be a foreigner to put infidelity clause and child custody in a post-nup. I was shocked to hear this, even though I've read some positive stories about this in recent days. But then, while she was telling me this, I asked myself, why the hell do I even talk about this? I don't plan to touch my wife. I don't care if she's been with 5 guys now. Me and her as a husband and wife are done. Even if she comes back to my house, it would only be because of the kids. So whatever. He told me the papers will be ready to serve her during the next week, but he told me to take some time and think about everything and at the end decide what is best for the kids and myself. So that's about that. She saw my daughter today. They spent a few hours together. She told me she did an interview at the polygraph testing. Yes. And will answer questions on Monday. And she already does the IC meetings. I told her that I don't give a flying. And she started to cry a little bit and that she doesn't know what to do and that she's trying everything. I told her that she knows what is the one thing she was never supposed to do and she did it and I just left. Tomorrow I plan to talk with my family, parents of my wife, friends, and then during the week with my kids and their psychologist, and then with my wife. I will wait to see how my kids will respond when I tell them she may never come back to this house. Also, I need to see how she will react when I tell her divorce papers are ready. Then her job, I need to wait to see if that will happen or not because of her visa. After all of this, I will decide what to do next. My kids are my first priority. I am still very pro-divorce, but I am open to bringing her home for some time until she settles down and realizes we are done if my kids ask me that or if their behavior is not good. If bringing her home will help them, then I will do it. Interesting. Okay. All right. So now he's debating bringing her back into the house, not getting back together with her, but physically just having her in the house with the kids, just being mom, not being wife, but being mom, which could make things even more confusing for the kids. But maybe it's better. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. We got another update to our Reddit story. He writes, long update. Perfect. I hope it's filled with all the juicy details. Leave nothing out. Oh, and she also did that polygraph test, so maybe we'll hear about that today. Kids are, without any doubt, the biggest reason, 98%. They went to see a psychologist again on Monday, again one-on-one. The lady told me my younger son is dealing with all of this tougher and tougher. He told her that he's having a tough time concentrating in school and that my older son is putting a lot of pressure on him whenever they are alone. He told her that he thinks I am angry at him because of everything he said last week to her about how he misses my wife. Then she told me my older son is very stubborn and refuses to talk about things that she wants to know. He told her he thinks he didn't do anything wrong by protecting me. He also said again that my wife is a bad person and doesn't want her near me or him. I just don't know what to do about this. If I attack him, then he will become angry at me and he will feel alone. I speak nicely with him and explain to him that this is just between me and her, like I did a lot of times, but he still has his opinions like this. At the end, she told me that next time she would like to see my wife and me with my younger son in a session. When we came home, I talked again with both of them. I could feel tension between them. They are 7 and almost 9. They should worry about toys, sports, school, not about who they should support between me and my wife. I called my wife and told her she needs to come with me and my younger son. She agreed immediately. On Sunday, she was at their football practice again. They saw her and didn't say anything, so she just stayed till the end. We went again on Wednesday to see a psychologist. She was waiting for us. Psychologist told me she wants to speak first with my wife and my younger son. So my older son and I were in the waiting room. After about 30 minutes, the psychologist invited me in. I saw my wife and son crying and she was hugging him. I didn't say anything. I was just standing and looking at them. Then my wife told me in my own language, "I am so sorry. Please forgive me." I responded with very short but very harsh sentences in my own language again. She understands my language, but my younger son doesn't at all. I honestly wanted to throw her from the building when I saw that. I can't believe she did this to my life. We talked a little bit where my son said he wants her to come back and that he wants everything to be the same like it used to be. He misses her a lot. He loves me a lot, but he also misses her. Okay, psychologist told him to leave the room and be with my older son while she speaks with us alone. She told us we need to make some plans. Either she comes back and we try to be the best parents we can, or he needs to start spending time with her. But he refuses to go where she lives right now. My wife was just watching me with tears on her face, probably waiting for me to do some guy from those Spanish television shows who will hug and kiss her, forgive her for everything, and spend the rest of my life with her. Anyways, we left then, and the first time in my entire life I saw my sons fighting. Really? That's the first time? Because my sisters and I fought all the time growing up. Like, every day. Not physically exactly, but there was some pushing. I stopped them and my older son started to yell how my younger son is a crybaby and that he doesn't love me. Younger son was crying again and my wife hugged him and told my older son something like, "Hey D, please stop. I am so sorry for everything." He didn't stop. He started to yell at her that he would not listen to her. So I took him by the hand and we went to speak in the hallway. For the first time since all of this, I was very angry at him and I wasn't the most calm calm person at the moment. He said he wants to go home. I told him he needs to go on with his session and then go to football practice. He eventually went to speak with the psychologist. My younger son and wife were waiting for him. Son was sitting between us. Wife and son were speaking with each other. I was just looking at one point on the floor. Oh my God, 60 minutes. That must have been the most boring, awful 60 minutes ever. 60 minutes of her watching me and saying how sorry she is and that everything will be okay in my own language so my younger son cannot understand. Psychologist said to me that my older son refuses to talk and even told her he doesn't like her. Stubborn kid. I apologized and my son just told me to drive him home. He refused to go to football practice. I apologized to him for my earlier behavior, but he said he doesn't care and refused to speak with me. I tried to persuade him to go to practice, but no chance. He is so stubborn. My wife drove my younger son to practice and was with him and then drove him back. I went home with my older son and I told Melody that she could go home. My son immediately went into his room and told me to leave him alone. I know I should be much nicer to him, but I am really tired of all of this. My wife brought our younger son back, spent some time with our daughter, and I asked her to leave me alone and she left. I was thinking all day yesterday what to do. Craziest thing is that the other person I talked to that told me to not bring her back was her father. He told me she deserves everything bad and all the consequences. My family, her mother and brother, majority of friends told me that they will support whatever decision I make. Rest of the friends told me to bring her back home because she knows she messed up and is very remorseful and the kids want it. My daughter will be 4 very soon. She doesn't understand anything, but she loves my wife and is crazy about her. Younger son is the same and I have an older son who is doing all these shenanigans. Wife didn't call me, but again, she sends texts about how sorry she is and she's the only one responsible for the behavior of all of our kids. No Sherlock. At the end of the day, I decided to bring her back. Shut up. I did not expect that. I called my friend and his wife to be with my kids while I went to talk to her. I didn't call my wife because I didn't want her to be prepared for anything that I would say. I came at 8:30 p.m. to her friend's place. Friend was shocked to see me and told me that my wife is in her room. I opened the door and a lot of tissues were there. She looked again like whatever. All 3 of us sat in the living room. I told her she can come back. She was shocked at first. Then when she realized I was serious, she started to smile and went to hug me, but I pushed her away, so she hugged her friend. Not gonna lie, I haven't seen her happier in my life. I told her everything that's in my soul and in my mind. I told her I don't care about her changes that she promised. I don't care if she goes to IC, if she is staying in the house all day, even if she works, she can open social media profiles again, I don't care. By the way, she answered 5 polygraph questions on the polygraph interview. Apparently, she is more attracted to me than to AP, and sex with me is much better. She never cheated on me before AP. She does love me. She wasn't bored or unhappy during the marriage and never had any emotional feelings for AP, and she would cut contact with him because she wanted that. So you would say I should be happy because all of this. I'm actually more disgusted by her because obviously she had everything and she still did what she did. Let's hydrate, okay? We're hopping on hydration station. What's in your cup? It's water in mine. Cheers. I can't believe he brought her back. I told her I want 5 things from her. Number 1, do not cry in front of the kids. Number 2, to not bother our older son. When he is ready, he will talk. 3, do not bother me. 4, respect Melody. I decided I will keep her. She is great around the kids. Kids love her. My wife should start working soon, so Melody can be more with the kids and also she can drive them to school and from school, and that will help me a lot because I am at the end with my energy. And she cooks great. 5, do not bring any guy near our house. Obviously, she accepted with a huge smile all first 4 rules. Then the 5th, she said she doesn't want anyone and she will never ever look at a guy except me. I expected her to answer something like this, so I said something like, never mind, I didn't bring my girlfriend when you were not there and this rule is valid for me also. Wait, what? Does he have a girlfriend? We're speaking hypothetically. Smile on her face disappeared, but 101% she knows I said that just to hurt her because she knows me better than anyone. Oh, okay. I thought you had a girlfriend. Too bad I didn't know her that well. I told her divorce papers are 99% ready, and if she doesn't follow one of these rules, she will be served immediately and kicked out again from the house. She agreed on everything. Told her to come back tomorrow, which is today, in the morning when I am at work and my sons are at school. When I came back home, her friend texted me. She's a great person and she helped me a lot during this process. She helped my wife and was the only person to be there 24/7, but was also very strict with her and supported me. Anyway, she says she's glad I gave my wife a chance to come back and that my wife is very happy and so thrilled and will behave better than ever. Okay, so she's just coming back as mom though? For how long? Because this is only gonna last so long if y'all aren't gonna try to be together though. I talked with Melody later. I told her I want her to be honest with me and tell me if my wife ever becomes rude to her. I want her to tell me that and I want her to update me with everything that is happening. She said she will. Today I was at work and my wife came back with her friend. Melanie told me my wife apologized to her for that scene 2 weeks ago. Okay. And she wanted to thank her for everything she did around our kids and that our daughter loves her. Melody helped her with her belongings and the two of them had a coffee and talked where my wife cried in front of her because of how much she hurt me. And my wife was with our daughter playing all the time until me and the boys came home. And then the toughest part was to pick up my sons from school. I left my job earlier just because of this. My younger son finished school earlier, so I explained to him and he was really happy. He was always the happiest and loudest kid ever, full of life, and during all of this he became very quiet. Now he has that innocent, genuine smile on his face again. I told my older son the same thing and he didn't say anything. He was just looking through the window out of the car. When we came home, my younger son went to hug my wife and they were kissing each other, but my older one just walked in his room like no one was around him. I followed him and talked to him for at least 20 minutes. He was without any emotion, so cold. He requested to leave him alone because he will take a nap. Melody was doing some chores, my wife was cooking, and my younger son and daughter were around her. I had flashbacks then. This is how it was before all of this. Okay, Melody wasn't around, but my wife would cook dinner every day and kids were just playing, jumping, etc. Then I remembered what she did and I felt disgusted again. I went to sleep also. Then dinner happened. Melody left and there we are. 5 of us. Good old times, huh? Without any doubt, the most awkward 30 minutes in my entire life. My wife is feeding my daughter. By the way, my daughter was the only one talking during those 30 minutes. Younger son is eating and watching TV. Wife is watching me every second like she's some kind of spy. And my older son didn't say a word and was looking at me the entire time with the look, "Dad, I love you, but you are a wussy," we'll say. Maybe I am. Probably I am. I think I made a good decision, but also one part of me thinks I made a horrible decision. I guess time will tell. My older son went after dinner into his room and I followed him again. We played video games a little bit, and then before I left, I told him I will always be there for him and he can tell me anything that bothers him. He looked better after that. I was a little bit in the living room. Kids were already in their beds, and for the first time, my wife approached me. She told me she's blessed with another chance and will respect everything that I told her and that she will do all of the things she promised in her changes, because that is really what she wants and it is the least she could do for me after everything. I didn't say a word. I was just looking at her. She went to sleep in the guest room and now I am writing this. I don't know. I hope I did a good thing. Younger son and daughter are very happy and their smiles are the most important to me. Older son will hopefully be better. And about me, well, I really don't care. To be honest, it helps me a lot that she is here. I have more free time. I had a very tough time doing all of those things. My work, driving them to and from school, driving them to practices, psychologists, friends, be with them at home, helping them with homework, be dad and mom in the same time. And honestly, even if this situation ruins the possibility for me to find another woman in the near future, I am okay with that. I don't care. I don't care how much we will be in this situation, but as long as my kids are great, I am fine. even if that means I will never be truly happy again and never have any other partner? Come on, my dude. That's gotta be a miserable life. My kids are the most important to me and I would give my life for them, let alone my sexual/emotional life. I could never imagine allowing her to come back, but honestly, when you live these moments daily with your kids, it is very tough. If we are from the same country and living there, I would divorce her already. In this situation, I truly believe this is the correct decision for now, at least for my kids. Thank you all. Now, that was the last update. The last comment that he responded to was on Monday, October 21st, okay? I'm gonna read the last comment he ever said because this is where we've left off. I'm not sure if he's gonna update again. You know, we don't know. So one Redditor wrote, just out of curiosity, was your wife ever excited about her affair or bragging about it to her friend? From what you wrote so far, it seems that she was never excited about it. Like it was something she wanted to try and found out that it sucked, so she ended it. What were her texts to her friend like during the time that she was having sex with AP for the first or second time? Was there ever a time where she was excited about her affair and wanted that to happen? I mean, the last time sex sounded really like she did not want it to happen. I guess I never knew about this. Yeah. Was she into it? She had to have been somewhat into it. She kept going back. The husband wrote back to him saying, few days after I kicked her out of the house, she sent me every single message with her friend from Instagram and WhatsApp. Every message from the day she saw AP and nothing is deleted because the conversation doesn't have any holes. Also, she sent me every voice message between them two. My wife confessed to her in person that they are talking and that she likes the attention. Her friend was pretty excited about that. Wife said many times that he looks good. They even compared our looks. According to my wife, I am better looking, but AP is very hot. She never told her before the first time that they will meet. When they effed, she told her she was feeling horrible in the messages. Her friend told her that she needs to stay calm and think about what to do. After the first time, AP started with messages saying how he had a good time and asked her when she was free. Conversation between them was, I don't know, weird to say the least. One day she would have very short answers. One day he would. Sometimes she would initiate. Sometimes he would. Eventually they had sex the second time after 10 days. Nudes were exchanged only between the first and second time they had sex. Okay, so they had sex, sent some noodles to each other, ooh, 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 and then had it again 10 days later. After they had sex the second time, her friend asked why she was doing all of this, and she sent her voice message where she cried and said that she needs help. She started to write that she is only attracted to me and that sex with me is much better. That's when her friend started to write that she needs to enjoy and find what she really wants. Okay, so the friend was more into it than she was. I effing hate that cow, and while I am writing this, I have a big desire to tell her husband about all of this, but they have a kid and I don't want to maybe ruin their family and life for that kid because of me being angry at my wife. They had sex a third time, after just 2 days. Friend asked her again why she did that, and my wife gave a weird answer. I mean, obviously I don't know what she and AP were talking about when they were alone, but she said to her that she feels this is the best way to keep AP happy and sent a few voice messages where she cries about how she hates herself. So she was conflicted, but still, I don't understand it. Her friend also didn't understand the answer, and then my wife basically started to freak out about how she's scared I might find out about everything. Her friend told her to leave me for AP because she is happier with AP. My wife exploded on her, saying that's not true, and that she only loves me, and how she can't see that she's in something she doesn't like and doesn't have the option to get out. They didn't talk for a few days after that, and her friend apologized. Then she tried to end things. I mean, come on. Then she tried to end things, had sex for the 4th time. Like, this story's getting old. Started to cry and ran away after that, met him one more time in person to end things for real, and went NC. Her friend was definitely encouraging her to keep the affair alive, but that is not an excuse to my wife at all. That is why all of this is so confusing to me. If she effed him because she couldn't keep eyes from him, fine. If she effed him because we are poor and he is rich and she likes expensive gifts, fine. If she effed him because sex is great and we have a dead bedroom, fine. But none of that is true. She doesn't even know why she did it. Incredible lunatic. And yet we have brought her back into our home. That is the final update so far. I will of course be closing out this story, but keeping my eye on the Reddit thread, okay? That's it for this one. Stay classy out there, stay sassy, and I'll see you tomorrow.